my secret sauce today is speed up tips for screen printing setups. In most screen printing shops, setting up the press is the greatest consumer of your time. When I help a shop double their production time in 30 days or less, it has nothing to do with printing faster. It's all about setting up and tearing down the press more efficiently. To start, burn screens with the image in the same place on each screen. That just makes sense. You can buy a system to help you do that, or for free, you can just tape the first film positive on the glass of your exposure unit and burn the screen. You tape only the top two corners of the film. For the next screen, you lay that film right on top of the first one, tape it on the bottom, and then pull out the film from underneath. That way, every one of your screens will be have the image burned in exactly the same place, perfectly aligned. Next, let's talk about registration marks. I've seen film positives with 4, 5, 6 registration marks all around the image. You only need 2 registration marks. In your art program, specify a registration mark centered top and centered bottom, and you repeat it on every film. A pro tip here is to create your own heavier registration mark that will be easier to see in your burned screen. Here's the next step. With a T-square and a Sharpie, draw a vertical line down the center of your platen. Take your first screen and slide it into the screen clamp on the press. Line up those 2 registration marks on the Sharpie line, and that screen is now perfectly square with your platen. This is the greatest technique even for a one-color job. There's no shifting the single color screen around and doing test prints and say, oh, it's an inch this way or an inch that way. This screen is perfectly square immediately. Here's another pro tip for any multicolor job. Before tightening the screen into the clamp, pull it forward about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch from the back of the clamp. That space between the screen frame and the back of the clamp gives you a little cushion just in case one of your screens is burned a little lower or a little higher than the next one. Set up a job starting with the screen that touches most of the image. So for a light shirt, I'm going to start with the dark outline around the image. For a dark shirt, I'm going to set up against the underbase because the underbase is under the entire image. Do the first test print on a white or black Pellon. Pellon is available from any screen print supplier. Then you're going to tape over that print on the Pellon with clear box sealing tape. Now set up each additional screen against the printed and taped Pellon. You'll print right onto the tape. Check it to make sure it's in register, and whether it is or isn't in register, you can move it around, but you're going to wipe that ink off the tape with a rag. Keep going until the screens are all aligned with that Pellon image. The last tip, if you have one press or a dozen presses, be sure all the tools and all the garments are close by and ready to be used. More time is lost in your production day from wandering around looking for what you need than any other reason. And that's my secret sauce for today.